The second topic is about the statement credited to Professor Bola. I concur completely to that statement, because we should all know that the problem, the economic hardship we are facing in this country today, it is not the making of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is a carryover from previous administrations, especially Jonathan and President Buhari. Yes, things are difficult. Life is very, very difficult. Life in Nigeria today could almost be likened to the Thomas Hobbes, nature of nature state, the state of nature, where he described life as poor, solitary, brutish, nasty. Yes, Nigeria has gotten to that level. It is only the grace of Almighty God that we are still one united country. But is it today or yesterday that all these things happened? It has been a cumulative event of the past administration. Anything that happens now in Nigeria, it is Bola Tinubu. If your wife forgets to give you water to drink after meal, it is Bola Tinubu. Some people who ordinarily could not have afforded something, they now come out to blame Bola Tinubu for not making them to afford it. This is unjustifiable, and we have to be fair. We have to be fair. The Tinubu administration has not even started. He has not started the job. You ask me why? Why not? Has he presented his own budget? He has not presented his budget. All the beautiful ideas contained in his manifesto, Renewed Hope 2023, will be translated into appropriation bill that will become the Appropriation Act. And that cannot happen until probably December this year. So the government, since 100 days running now, the government has been running on the previous budget. And Bola Tinubu, has been busy trying to cross the T's and dot the I's in the administration. The two major areas that wreak greatest effort on this country are central bank and NNPC. Let us take the central bank issue first. Who appointed Godwin Emefiele? He was appointed 2014 by former President Jonathan. Former President Buhari inherited him, and he later became a widow inherited by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Have you forgotten so soon what he did before the election? Politically, have you forgotten what he did before the election through obnoxious monetary policies? On getting to power, he was suspended by President Bola Tinubu, and a private investigator, one Jim Obasi, was appointed. Many of you don't know the behind the scene moves and plots to stop the private investigations to perform his duty. It took the political and financial wisdom and sagacity of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to clear the way for the auditing firm. And what is the outcome? The first report has revealed that 8 trillion, not billions, 8 trillions naira has been traced to private accounts belonging to former CBN governor. 8 trillion. That 8 trillion, if you look at the 2023 budget signed into law by former President Buhari, amount to 1/3 of the total budget. No, it's even greater than 1/3. 8 trillion, because the total budget of 2023 was around 21 point something trillion. You know, 8 trillion, and people are keeping quiet, as if they have not heard anything about the atrocities of this man and his collaborators in the CBN and outside the CBN. This much he has looted can take care of the following. According to the 2023 budget, the allocation given to about 14 MDAs, the 8 trillion can take care of them conveniently. Let us quickly look at the MDAs. Health in the 2023 budget was allocated 1.17 trillion. Education, 1.08 trillion. Defense, 1.38 trillion. Agric and rural development 426.99 billion. Aviation 77.33 billion. Humanitarian affairs, disaster management and social development 382.36 billion. Salaries, incomes and wages 986.09 billion. Works and housing 534.46 billion. Transport 130.35 billion. FCT 15.48 billion. Presidency had 148.15 billion. Police service had 1.03 billion. National Population Commission 40.33 billion. Foreign affairs 98.12 billion. And like I said, the total budget for 2023 signed into law by President Buhari in January 2023 was 21.83 trillion. And somebody, only one per or a click, looted this much. And I mean, the NLC, the labor union, whatever, they are behaving as if nothing has happened for political reasons, threatening to go on strike every day. We are going on strike. Fuel hike, this hike, this hike. Oh, of course, yes. But let us be patient with this new president. He's not a magician. He's not a magician. He has not told you he's a magician. God himself, God is not a magician. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken God about 7 days to create the universe. Go to Genesis, the creation of the universe. If God were to be a miracle worker or magician, he could have created everything one day, even 1 minute. If God were a magician, it couldn't have taken 9 months for pregnancy. 8 or 9 months for a pregnant woman to deliver. Is it the same day that we were born by our mother that we started walking, running? No. Everything has time. Ecclesiastes tells all this. There's time for everything and season for every activity under heaven. Why are we behaving as if, it is a crime to contest for presidency and say, yes, I want to. Of course, President Bola Tinubu is saying that we should not pity him. And he's not a president that will give excuses. No. Yes, we appreciate that. We should appreciate that. Our appreciation should include giving him, supporting him with prayers and good advice. Not rebuke, not blames. Was he in government for the past how many years? Since 2007 that he left Lagos government. Was he at the center as anything? No. Some are blaming him for bringing the last president. Why blaming him for that? This is politics. So, for God's sake, Nigerians, we should try not to lose hope on this country. We should always remember that we have no other country except Nigeria. We should not play into the hands of our enemies. Nigeria is a potential great nation. Nigeria is a potential world power. Nigeria is qualified to belong to G20. It is qualified to belong to BRICS. It is also qualified to become a permanent member, a nuclear power in the United Nations. But why are we not there? We are not there because there is no unity of purpose. We have not been lucky to have good leadership to drive the ship, to pilot the ship to the promised land. Now that we have a Tinubu in the shadow, we have to appreciate God for giving us somebody. Look at what he has been doing. You know, within these 100 days. Within these 100 days. So we have to be patient with him. We have to appreciate that Bola Tinubu is not a magician. And he has not come to perform miracle. It has to be the collective responsibility of all of us at our own individual levels. We have to contribute our quotas towards moving this country forward. Some bad losers at the last election. We know the sing song. They failed when they started the answers. They failed when they, you know, when they they attempted to incite religious crisis in order to prevent the election from holding. They also failed at the judiciary. They were sleeping at the court. They were sleeping because they had no evidence to prove their case of my electoral malpractices. They were not after, you know, serving Nigeria. They were not. They are not interested in working for the progress of this country. They are interested in causing chaos, anarchy in this country, so that maybe they can have their way. Some of them have even been, you know, we know some of the, you know, the separatists sponsoring them. You know. Now, let me end on the note of King Charles I of England. He ruled between 1625 and 1649 when he was beheaded. He was beheaded, you know, by Oliver Cromwell's revolution. He says, and I quote, "When a king is wicked, it means God has sent him as punishment for people's sins. And it is unlawful to shake off the burden which God has imposed on them. Patience earnest prayers and amendment of their lives are the only lawful means to move God to relieve them of that heavy curse, quote unquote. Are we earnest in our prayers? Are we faithful to our conscience? Have we not turned mosques and churches to campaign rallies? Have we not turned, have we not turned mosques and churches to giving out fake prophecies? Have we not turned the shrines, the traditional shrines, to where woman parts are sold and bought? For God's sake, Nigerians, we have to change our lives. We should stop blaming Tinubu or anybody. We should blame ourselves collectively. That is my submission. Thank you.